Hey everyone, welcome back to another Slime Fun filled episode with your host Boomer. I am so happy to be back with you guys and girls today. This week I got to actually travel for work for the first time in almost 15 months. It was awesome. Yes, we're still very heavily restricted here in the United States with COVID and requirements, and we were able to maintain every one of those and keep everybody safe. Actually, I flew Delta Airlines. They did a phenomenal job of making sure everybody was supposed to do what they did, and in a very professional manner. So hats off to Delta. So what are we doing here today? We are going to talk about two of, I'm going to say, probably the better kept secrets of Slime Fun. These two blocks in front of me, right? The iron block and the diamond block? No. Most people, it's kind of funny. I look at the official Slime Fun Discord. I'm on there all the time. And one of the questions I see a lot is, what is the best power source? Or what are the best ways to store power? Now, there's a lot of arguments of what's the best, okay? If you want the most, you have to go to infinity expansion. If you want cost effective, you may start with something as simple as a hydro generator. You might look at a geothermal. You might look at infinity expansion. You might look at the core of Slime Fun and some of the other coal generators or lava generators. You might look at nuclear reactors. They're all going to be costly for what they give you. And I think for just about every single one of them, the price is pretty fair for what you get. But there is a part of the game that gets overlooked a lot, and those are capacitors. With the advent of energy connectors, you don't necessarily need capacitors, because energy connector simply does that. It connects energy to different parts of your base, and you don't have to have a capacitor there for it to run. Now, the nice thing about capacitors is if you're running a lot of solar energy. During the day, you generate more power than you're probably going to use, but at night, you're short. That's where capacitors come in. Let's say you're generating 1,000 during the day and 500 at night, and your base needs 700 to run. If you don't have any capacitors, as soon as the game recognizes it's night and those daylight sensors shut off, so do all your machines. But if you have enough capacitors stored up with power, while the daylight sensors are running at half power, those capacitors, the energy they've stored, will help get you the rest of the way through the night if you have enough. There are two capacitors in the game that I'm willing to bet most people don't even know they're capacitors. Let's talk about them. They're the diamond block and the iron block, right? Nope, not quite. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what these stand for, the letters. I just know what they do. I know their storage capacity, but I didn't know what they actually were until I reached out to the dev. So, in light expansion, we're talking about the MFE and the MFSU. Now, I had multiple ideas what those letters stood for, but none of them to me indicate that they're actually capacitors. As I enjoy my coffee and I keep thinking about this, what could this actually stand for in any type of storage? And I couldn't get it. And here I thought, well, storage unit, but still, what's the MF? Million what storage unit? Million something or other. FE stands for iron, so I don't know what it is. I had no idea. I've actually reached out to find out if there's any significance to these letters. However, having said that, there is a way, if you had gotten Minecraft on day one, you were the first person to ever play Minecraft, you would have had to discover everything on your own, and there is a way in the game to do that. Now, it is very hidden. It's not something you're going to think about because there's no clue in the guide as to what these things are, so you may never even have tried this. And I know the devs are working on a way to be more open with what they are without just giving it away. So when you take the multimeter and you click it, you're going to find out that this thing can store 4 million joules of power. The only things that store more than that are a void capacitor and an infinity capacitor. Even an energized capacitor is only 500,000, and the cost to build that thing is a royal pain in the you-know-what. To build one, you need 8 of those to equal what this does. And the cost on this is nothing in comparison. This is why I call it one of the best kept secrets in the game. Let's look at it. So start with 4 power crystals. So what do you need here? Well, you need 4 power crystals, so you need 1,000 coal to make a synthetic diamond. Okay, great. You need 16 of each of those. Real easy to get, right? Aluminum, lapis, and glass. No big deal. 4 redstone dust, so I need 16 redstone dust. No problem there. A machine block is 8 refined iron. 8 refined iron is simply 8 iron put through a refined smeltery. So very cheap so far. What about this, though? Is gold cable. Well, gold cable. So you need rubber in an enhanced crafting cable with uninsulated gold cable. No big deal. Gold item casing, plate, gold ingot. So at its core, you need gold ingots. As a matter of fact, you need 4 gold ingots. 1,000 coal. Well, technically 1,024, excuse me. You're going to need 16 redstone dust there and 8 iron. To get a capacitor that has a 4 million joule storage facility. What did that cost me? Nothing in comparison. Do you want to know what it cost? Let's look. Let's look at this. Slimefun calc, energized capacitor. Look at that. Two nether stars. That whole recipe didn't cost nearly what it takes to get the nether star. What else we got in there? Glass, lead, 12 silicon, 13 redstone blocks. What else strikes you as big in here? 48 gold, 56 iron, ingots and dust, 84 copper dust, 72 aluminum dust, 5,000 coal. This is for one. You need 8 of those, right, to yield what it costs to make 1 MFE. So, what about this other block that's sitting here? You ready for this one? 40 million. Now, does it cost more? Sure. Let's look at it. It does cost a MFE, okay, which we know isn't a whole lot. Now, this advanced machine block, again, 8 refined iron, so it's 8 iron. Carbon plate, 3 of those. So you need 3 raw carbon mesh, 6 fiber, 12 dust. Wow, guess what? You need 12 coal, okay? Once we get this is where it gets annoying, is all the layers that it takes to build it, but it's so worth it because the cost is next to nothing. Advanced alloys, a mixed metal ingot, which is iron, bronze, and tin. Iron put through the refinery, smeltery. What else we got in this thing? Now, 6 Lapotron crystals. Okay, this is where it gets a little expensive. 6 power crystals. So there's 1,500 coal. No big deal. 6 lapis. Circuits, right? Lapis, redstone, glowstone. Electronic circuit, refined iron. More copper cable. Well, what's that? That's copper. 6 copper ingots. Times 6. 36 copper ingots. 24 redstone dust. 12 glowstone. 12 lapis. 12 more redstone dust, I believe, if I did my math right. Nope. 6 more. Yeah, 12 more. Sorry. Again, 1 more refined iron, which is an iron ingot. So 6 more of those. This is nothing. 40 million. You're talking 4 void capacitors. How many of you have built a void capacitor? How much does it take? I'll guarantee you, I don't care how good and knowledgeable you are not getting 4 void capacitors put together in a fraction of the time that it takes to make this thing. And, sorry if I said 4, I'm sorry, I should have said 10. No, that's right, 10 million per void capacitor. So 4 of those. I could build thousands of these before I could build 1 void capacitor. 40 million joules. So where does this come into play again? Let's say you're using a daytime power source, such as a celestial panel. All right. Now, let's pull up the celestial panel and let's just look at this real quick. Celestial panel runs 833 joules per second, 50K buffer. All right. So we're storing up essentially every second 833. Now, it's not exactly. Technically, it's every 12 Minecraft ticks. So every 0.6 of a second. So we're generating, well over 1,000 joules a second. Look at that thing go. I could come back in 20 minutes and it'll probably still be going. We're on the way to 44 million joules from these 2 blocks, right? So if I right-click that one, you can see it's all going into that one first, which kind of leads me to believe that the furthest out capacitors could be the ones getting filled first. The center one still doesn't have anything yet. We're already up to 48,000 joules. What if that was a void panel in there or something big like that? So here's my point. If I'm not using all of my power, let these suckers store it up so that way when the daylight sensors or the daylight ones stop working, you've got enough power to get through the night. I'm telling you guys, these two machines are the best kept secrets in Minecraft and Slimefun. No doubt about it. I'm seriously, my TV screen right now, I use it as a backup monitor in the basement. And it is, I've got the Discord up right now. And I watch and I see questions come up again. What are some of the best power sources or best power options? And no one talks about these things because they don't know what they are. For what it cost me in time, if I were to go ahead and put the effort and take a dozen stacks of the materials in there, take a stack of copper ingots, take a stack of iron, take a stack of tin, take the things in there that I need there and craft this sucker, I'm going to have a billion joule storage unit really fast. It is not going to take long. 25 of these things. And I can store a billion joules of power. Even I don't use a billion joules of power. On a good day, I might use 70 or 80 million. Well, technically it's probably more than that. I've never actually measured it. But I mean a Minecraft day, my network over there has somewhere stored up in the neighborhood of 80 million, and it's about where it stops because that's the capacity I've got. So I'm not sure how much I'm actually using. I'm plus 80 million right now. But this is just beautiful. The sheer amount of storage that this has that, again, people don't know. Guys, I really want you to, I want to encourage you, just take the time to build one of these things and use it. You're not going to find anything in the game that lets you store up this much power for the cost of it. There's nothing. This is by far the cheapest capacitor to build. Oh, I'm just loving it. I'm going to let this go for a few hours. I'll come back and just smile. I think I got all this power. Now, there's one downside. You pick it up, you lose it. All right? It's not transferable. See, I placed it back down. I didn't get it back. That's the only downside. But all capacitors are going to be like that. You take them out of the network, they stop charging. They're not batteries. Now, I want to make sure that's a difference. A battery holds its charge. A capacitor doesn't. A capacitor will drain out much faster than a battery. In this case, as soon as it comes off the circuit. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up to here. Say, again, thank you for watching. I know there's a lot of time and effort that has to go into making one of these things, but I think we've proven beyond any shadow of a doubt it's well worth it. Guys, thanks for subbing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, participating in the series. Don't forget to go Boomer or go home. We'll see you later.